uh, teaching on knife fighting. We'll be watching some videos and talk about knife fighting, which is something I've been training in knife fighting martial arts, and deal with the reality of knife fighting. So the reality of knife fighting is if you're in a room with somebody that's pulled a knife and they're intent to do you harm, you can expect to get cut and slashed. Okay, more likely than not, 99% chance. You have a 99% chance of getting stabbed or risk rather. If somebody pulls a knife on you and you're in the same room as them and they want to hurt you with the knife, 99% statistically, you get stabbed, you get slashed. And in this video, we're going to be looking at a video with knife fighting. And a lot of people that are delusional, they watch the video. It's like knife defense, and they have false sense of security that if a person pull a knife on them, they're in the room. I'm not worried, they can't hurt me. Now that's very dangerous to have false sense of security, because if you have false sense of security, you're more likely to provoke people to have a knife when they're in the room with you. Which brings me back to my previous point when I talked about martial arts and self-defense. More important than training and getting better at defending against a knife attacker is not being an asshole, like a piece of shit that is abusing and bullying people in the room. Because if people get bullied and abused, sometimes they want to hurt you. Okay. So what's more important than training, defending against a knife attacker is not being in the room with people and bullying them. Because if they pull a knife on you, your chances are slim of making out their room unharmed. See, so what's more important than training the skill of blocking knife attacks, which is almost impossible repeatedly, is not being growing as a person, the training being a better person that doesn't go around provoking people and bully people and abuse people and provoke and pick fights, understand? So what's more important than training knife defense is growing to be a person that is not working to push people and not provoke them and act in a way that you'd expect a person to feel like getting aggressive with you. Understand? So the more important thing is who you are, and if you're a person that goes around bullying, picking on people, stop being that type of person. Because if you go around picking on people all the time and bullying them, your chances are increasing that one of the bully victims will pull a weapon on you, like a knife, and you're unlikely to make it out of the room alive, one, unharmed, two. So if you're lucky enough to survive the knife attack, if a person attacks with a knife, you'll be having life-changing injuries, more likely. I mean, you'll have scars, you have a bad arm, you have a bad something, you have only one eye, you have something, okay? So the chances, statistically, if somebody pulls a knife on you in the room, intent to hurt you, chances are you're more likely to not survive the attack, meaning die. Okay, you're more likely to die than to survive. If somebody pulls a knife on you in the room, you're more likely to die than to survive the knife attack. If you survive against statistical probability, it's more of a like 50. There's more than 50% chance that you die if somebody attacks you with a knife. And if you survive, despite the odds being that you won't survive a press attack with a knife, you are likely to have life-changing injuries, to never be the same anymore. That could be you have a bad arm, you got an amputated leg, an amputated arm, you lost fingers, you lost an eye, you got a scar of all over your face, things like this. So more important than training knife fighting self-defense is not being a person going around provoking people that have knives and pushing their buttons. Or just like, do you understand? It's like, don't be in a bar picking on people because people might pull a knife on you. Don't be somewhere and provoking people, bullying and abusing them, because if you get unlucky, the person that you're bullying, picking on, provoking, abusing might pull a weapon on you. And if they do, your chances of making out of the room like alive and unharmed are very low. So reality-based knife fighting martial arts, and we'll use this video for commentary. So these are 6 martial artists. So this is not people are delusional. It's like somebody showed in the video, knife defense. and be like, oh yeah, I feel like I watched a video, somebody comes out with a knife, you just do this move or something like this. And they have a false sense of security that if somebody attacks them with a knife, they survive it. Okay. Now we have a video here of pro martial artists. Now, first of all, what is the average Joe? So the average Joe is like have a false sense of security that they're like, I'm not worried about a guy pulling a knife on me because I watched a video once of way to like knife defense video instructional. Now they got the average person is obese out of shape, okay, which matters. And the average person hasn't put in a lot of time training. The average person has low stamina cardio, they gas out quickly. So if they were able to, for 15 seconds, a person is attacked with a knife, they were able to block every attack, none of them land. After 15 seconds of blocking attacks, they be gassed out. That like the average person of average athleticism, which is low, they'd be unable to like, do you understand, like you think about this, we're going to look at the videos, but the average person couldn't perform to this level that these pros are performing athletically. Understand? And it's like one of the things that it looks easy until you're a person that trains martial arts yourself to understand how hard it is to wrestle and throw punches and be explosive and how much that takes out of you and moving fast and things like this. But these martial artists are able to do a whole round of moving around and blocking and grabbing and wrestling and things like this. So, which is about baseline to begin with, because the average person doesn't have the athleticism. The average person, if they'd be uh, like Jet Li or something like this in a movie, and they'd be able to like block. I understand. If you look at this here, and the average person, if they were in this ring with a knife attacker, this cage, and it's like they had the ability to like block every attack. The person in front of throwing attacks, they were able to block every attack. The guy throws slash and stabs, let's say 30 and 15 seconds. Okay, and they were able to block every attempt that connected with the body with the knife without getting cuts, even scratched. Okay, which is like delusional to begin with. That count on the fact that yeah, if a guy stands in front of me, throws combination attacks with a knife, I block every attack. Okay, every slash, every stab is like it's not going to connect. I won't have a scratch. Okay, no puncture wounds, no lacerations. That's crazy. First of all. Okay, now secondly, if a person could block every attack from the knife attacker after 15 seconds, 90% of average Joes would be gassed out. I mean, they'd be tired, they'd be fatigued, they'd be tired, and they'd be unable to fight anymore. They'd be gassed out. It's called. They gas out. Okay, so this is the
Well, there was still
athletes that are well trained. They have athleticism above baseline. They're not the average obese, unathletic, low cardio person. They're not the average untrained, unathletic person. They're not untrained, unathletic as the average person is. They are trained, and very athletic. So they are in the top 10% of athleticism and training, meaning hours spent training in the life and their level of athleticism. They're in the top 10%. Okay. So they're far from average.
chance for the other
And
five
you're going to see that these people,
contenders and three
when
more
they get lost with a knife attacker, these pro martial artists that are more athletic than you and more trained than you, they're unable to like block everything and keep the person from connecting with the knife.
rounds to go.
Which brings me back to the thing, if you're a person who's like an asshole, it's like people most of the time if people attack others with violence it's because they were provoked to do so. So more important than training um, knife fighting martial arts, teaching on knife fighting, self-defense. Now, this is the video. This is self-defense, philosophy, and stuff. So, more important than working to train to get better at surviving a knife attack is training yourself. If you're an asshole going around pushing people and messing with them and fucking around with people, you're more likely to find out eventually. So stop fucking around, okay? So it's like rather than so notice these pro martial artists are unable to stop a person from connecting with stabs and slashes. So even they would be, you'd think like, well, if these people are like bullies, they just become an asshole martial artist, go around bullying, pick on every guy they agree with, fuck you, they start bullying people, okay? Like even they wouldn't have a good chance if the guy pulls a knife and attacks them, see? Despite being super athletic by baseline and super trained. So for an average Joe, it's like more important than you looking to learn knife defense and working to train the skills of surviving a knife attack, okay, and all the training that entails, it's better to focus on not being a person that gets a person wanting to attack with a knife, understand? So if you're a person that is going around, go to nightclubs and speak fighting words and insult people, if you're a person that is in the room with people all the time, you're a fucking asshole, bully. If you're a bully, statistically you gamble with your life because people don't like being bullied. So something that makes it more likely you get physically attacked with a knife or not is bullying people. So if you're a person who around bullying people, you're more likely to have a person that finally has enough as the same person to be bullying, or if you bully different people, that you get into the wrong one, that this guy took one time bullying him and not like 30 times that they had enough. It's like if you go around bullying people, you are more likely to have a person want to attack you with a weapon or without. And if somebody attacks with a knife, once again, your chances of surviving the knife attack are very low. Your chance of surviving the knife attack unharmed is even lower. So it's like you're more likely if somebody attacks with a knife, statistically, you're unlikely to survive the knife attack. You're more likely to die than to survive. Secondly, if you like against the odds, you survive a knife attack, statistically you have lasting damage. You will never be the same. And you could go into, if you look at this uh, video we're going to look at, it's like you could go, well, the guy might have a bad arm for the rest of his life. He might have an amputated leg, amputated arm. He might have lost 3 fingers. He might have lost his son. Okay, he might have uh, had a lung puncture. See, so he needs to have a lung transplant. See, so if that connected, well, it's unlikely to he survived that stab to the torso. If he did, he'd have a punctured lung. And what are the chances they can fix up your lung and be the same again after lung puncture? Okay. It's like if people get chest tubes on it quick enough after being stabbed to the torso 20 times. How likely are you to survive having been stabbed in the torso 5 times? First of all, if somebody gets there quick enough and apply chest tubes to you and tourniquets to the arms that you've been stabbed to. Do you understand? So if you look at these knife fights here, the guy lands to the torso, he lands to the limbs. So you're unlikely to survive. Now, if you do survive, say if somebody is quick enough to apply a tourniquet to the arm you got stabbed to, a tourniquet to the left leg you got a femoral artery puncture to, and you got 3 stabs to the torso, one of which punctured your lung. If somebody's there quick enough to apply tourniquets and chest tubes to you, you're still, and you survive it, you're still not going to be the same again. Meaning you're going to have lasting, life-changing injuries. You have a bad leg, you'll be different. Okay, so once again, combating lies and false sense of security, which a lot of people in the martial arts community are working to get people to do. Watch my video and 100%, yeah, they understand. It's like there's a lot of that in the knife martial arts community. People, unlike me, I don't do things like that. Meaning, I train knife fighting martial arts and can teach how to get better fighting with a knife, but I don't make videos how to 100% stop a knife attacker unharmed or something like this. And there's a lot of that in the martial arts community. Where it's like, yeah, if someone come up with a knife, I'm an instructor, they wouldn't have a chance. I just block it like this and I have to knock them out. Okay. But if you look at pro martial artists fighting a knife attacker, they don't have the same ability that you claim to have, despite doing sparring and have a guy come at you with a knife. And this is not like Steven Seagal, where it's like the guy is a judoka or something. This is not a guy who's like a guy who's he's been briefed, like, okay, the first attack is this, and then the second time you attack this, and it's like he's helping you to defeat him. No, this is a guy. This is a game that they're doing here. Where it's like the guy who's the knife attacker is trying to hurt the pro martial artist, and the martial artist is trying to not be hurt. See, so this is like reality based. Okay, this fight is locked with a knife attacker.
Set, go.
So he's already been stabbed or slashed 4 times. And once again, you have to remember, if this is real world, so this is like point fighting. I've done sparring before on my channel. And the way that I did sparring, a lot of times, if it's like free, a lot of times the way that I would do sparring with a sparring partner is to mark the hit. So it's like we start sparring, moving around, And as soon as I get connected, sometimes it's breaking like point to where I got hit. See? Okay, or vice versa. Was that we start sparring with two people with training knives circle each other, and this is how I done the spar a lot of times. Where it's like we're moving around, and it's like if I get hit somewhere, it's like I point to I got hit here right here. Okay, get back to sparring, then they got hit and they go I got hit here. Okay, or if they attack me and I'm able to sweep it and like keep the stab from connecting with my torso, I will point it, but I did get cut in my forearm doing that. Okay, see, so you have to remember that in a knife fight, this is like point fighting. When they did counting the hits, he got hit once in the torso, he got hit with a slash to the neck. In real life, there'd be very dramatic consequences. So it wouldn't be like in a knife fight, you get attacked with a knife. It would be a judge sitting there scoring. It's like the issue is if you survive or not. So if you get slashed in the neck, you start bleeding from the neck. If you get stabbed in the torso, you start bleeding. Okay. If you get stabbed in the arm, so another thing to remember is when they're fighting each other and the guy hits in the arm, let's say with a stab slash, that in real life, that what he landed could have taken the arm out of commission. See, whereas like in real life, the person might not be able to lift the arm up to guard. They wouldn't be able to use this quite possibly. Meaning, what you see connecting in the sparring match, like the arm, and then the guy keeps wrestling and he gets hit later on some other place. In real life, that thing that connected the attack could have taken arm out of commission. Will be bleeding from the arm, and he might not be able to use this arm to rest after that. He might have a bad arm, he might not even be able to lift it up here. His arm might be out of commission. So this is something that can offer quality commentary on based on having a high IQ, first of all, which makes your commentary more valuable than anybody, like the average guy's commentary on anything, just because you're smarter than the average person. So you watching something, commenting on it as a person smarter than the average person makes your commentary more valuable to begin with. Now, if you're like me, on top of that, you've also been training knife fighting martial arts for years, that adds a second level value to my commentary.
Did have a lot of success with grabbing a body, trying to pin that arm to the body, and just running until that person hit a wall.
Well, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. He's been connected with 7 times here. And he does a takedown.
While Sensei Seth yet again did a great job at fighting his opponent, he suffered multiple stabs to his heart and other
Yeah, he got stabbed there in his stomach. So you have to remember this too. You get to the point of fight with his pro martial artist. He's well trained in Greco-Roman, like whatever wrestling. Okay, he's good at wrestling. He's got the reflex, the athleticism, everything. He's been connected with 7 times before he scored a takedown. Would he be able to score the takedown in real life after having been connected with 7 times? See, do you understand? It's like if you have Ryan Garcia and Devin Haney do a point fighting fight, where rather than when Haney, like Ryan Garcia got hit in the liver and he dropped him and he fell to the ground. Okay, well, liver shots can drop in boxing. Now, if it was a point fighting championship, and like the rule is like just touch fighting, it's like, oh, the guy, do you understand? There was a fight with Ryan Garcia. What is it, Javonta Davis or Devin Haney? It's a black man. And in a certain point of match, Garcia got hit in the liver, which dropped him, which happens. That's a way that people get dropped in boxing matches, get hit in the liver. Now, if it was a point fighting championship, and it says the guy just tapped him, touched, and the judges go score, he touched the liver area with the glove. Okay. Now, he could have kept moving after that, see? And it's point fighting. It's like, oh, he touched his liver, 10 points, and they keep moving. But in the real life, when he hit hard to the liver, it actually had some dramatic effect on him and he got dropped to the ground. So you have to remember that as you watch this too. That when you watch a person and they have the scorecard of 7 times this guy has been hit with the knife, he's not a person that's been hit 7 times with a knife. See, so whatever he's doing 7 impacts in is a person that hasn't been impacted with 7 times with a knife. It's point five with a counter. Okay, you got hit these many times, so you have to bear that in mind.
area, leaving him with another 0.
Guy who punched me so dang hard. We're cool, but I'm gonna look at you like this for a while.
But now that they're mixing it up to, they have like little things. Ooh, oh, I really like that overhead right hooking stab. So that looked like it could have hit him in the neck, and that's a serious injury.
I hit a hip toss on him, and
I mean, the guy is doing a pretty good job attacking with the knife. His attacking combination, he's switching levels and target zones. But sometimes he attacks once to the neck or two or three times, and then he switches and starts attacking the board again.
I land a crucifix somehow. Is this magic? Launched old buddy across.
Stabbed multiple times in vital areas, leaving him with one more zero.
Where's that crucifix? Interesting. See, that's the funny thing. I'm not saying it's not deliberate. A lot of the times you've got to take what's given. You can't force something. When you stab somebody, I like you to be there.
Yeah, so he's talking about the martial arts where in a fight, which once again, it makes sense. Meaning, in a fight, if you're on the ground wrestling with somebody, it's not like these guys understand, so please have experience. They're not like, I'm going for an armbar. See, I'm going to finish the fight with an armbar. But it's like, it's what's available to you, go for that move. It's like, I have his back real naked, see. Or I do you understand? And it's not like, well, we're wrestling here and I'm going to finish with an armbar. A lot of times it's not best to like pick the finish, it's work with what you have. So it's like the arm is there, go for the arm bar. If you have the back, go for rear naked. If you have this, you do something else. And it's not like forcing a decided finishing move. It's similar to boxing. Don't chase the knockout. It's like throw punches and then the knockout can happen.
I land a beautiful sidekick. Launched old buddy across the room. Then I run up and try and headbutt him.
Wow, he's been hit 12 times now. Let's jump back to the beginning of this. 3.
Despite doing a great job at all 4 rounds, Sensei Seth experienced fatal wounds each time and did not earn any points for this challenge.
It's not easy. No, it's not. You could also factor into that trophies on concrete.
Hey man, I'm hearing positive things.
Oh yeah? You just stabbed me a bunch. I rested my ass off. Still not.
Your t-shirt though, compared to Ramsey's, looks great.
That's surprising.
He's a pro martial artist, and he was wrestling well, but he got stabbed several times. So in real life, he might be dead also. If this was a real fight against a guy, he might be dead. He might be laying on the ground bleeding, unconscious. And if he's lucky, the ambulance is there quick enough to get tourniquets on him and chest tubes and stop the bleeding and get blood transfusions going quickly after that. So a lot of times if people get attacked with a knife, if they don't die in the attack moment, meaning like while the attack is happening, they don't die mid-fight as a big attack by the knife wielder. They'll be dead within 2 weeks a lot of times. As a matter of fact, a reason I stay up on knife attack news, being life martial artist, they had a ambulance woman who arrived at a guy's home in Sweden, and she ended up being stabbed to death. So she was a ambulance driver, and she arrives at a call of some guy that was like mentally ill, and the guy charged her with a knife, and she ended up dying. And there's been quite a lot of news about that in Sweden. And yeah, so that's kind of interesting too, because an ambulance driver is going to be more likely to apply effective first aid and keep themselves from dying if they can survive the attack. I mean, if the person starts attacking with a knife and stops attacking them and they have all these wounds, ambulance person is more likely to be able to apply effective first aid to themselves. Okay. So, and they have an ambulance nearby with the gear if they need a tourniquet or something like this, they have it in the ambulance. So it's like an ambulance driver at a person's house. Then he attacked her with a knife, and she ended up dying. That's a female ambulance driver. And I don't know if what the circumstances were leading up to that. If it was a person who's organically mentally ill, or if the woman showed up being rude and abusive and did something to provoke the attack. I don't know. I haven't looked into that. If the person did something to provoke the attack, or if it was completely uh, unprovoked. If it was a person who was crazy and just decided to attack someone with a knife, like anybody that this person showed up and attack. I don't know.
in your stomach, but Ramsey had way more.
I thought I was kind of going to do better in Shark Tank, to be honest.
And Jeff Chan was preparing to go next.
I thought
This is Jeff Chen.
since they said did better. so I'm like, okay,
Yeah,
he's my competitor here.
So I would guess that as soon as they lock bodies, there should be an impact with the knife, because it's very hard to do your wrestling on a person or Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu that's holding a knife, because even if they're not haven't trained for this, meaning they haven't drilled takedown defense, knife fighting takedown defense, it's like they haven't drilled. It's like attack to it's like they're drilling like shadow boxing. The guy shooting a takedown and stabbing with a downward thrust. Understand? Even if they didn't train for this, as I have, was like they have here the shadow boxing. The guy he shoots on me, and that's what I'm drilling for. Okay, the guy just shot on me and then stabbed him as he's coming in. Okay, cash are coming in. Yeah, okay. Things like this. Was like, okay, the person is attacking with a high kick, duck under, close to distance, overhand slash off like this. So if this person who's the knife attacker here, even if he hasn't been training knife fighting takedown defense, meaning training against if a wrestler shoots on me, it's like here's the way I can attack the body as it's coming towards me. I can do this or something like this. Do you understand? Which, as a matter of fact, I can show you some knife fighting takedown defense. So here's the knife fighting takedown defense. If a person shoots on me, go do a takedown. Simply, I can do this. See here. See that's knife fighting takedown defense. So the person attacking them, I can tell that he doesn't have a long history of training knife fighting martial arts, at least not effectively. Because if he's been training knife fighting martial arts, he's been doing drills and shadow boxing for different scenarios like this. Practicing a person coming at him, connected with the neck, practicing a person shooting on them and attacking as they're shooting on them, and things like this. Now, still, as a person that I can tell he doesn't have the level of training that I have for different scenarios, fighting different type of fighters, like kickers, punchers, boxers, wrestlers. He hasn't thought about fighting boxers in his training or wrestlers or something like this. He's still very dangerous, because even if he's not doing it defensively with the knife as he's shooting on it, just a person holding a knife here makes it harder. If I go for a takedown on this person, just him holding a knife here is making me get stabbed as I try to takedown. See? Even if it's not waiting for a takedown, waiting for me to close the distance encounter, just him holding a weapon makes it very dangerous for me to wrestle with him. Because if he's got a knife here, he's holding it here, and I'm surprising how fast I can close the distance. And I just stab myself with this knife, see? It's just him having it here. Like just him holding it like this. Like here. I just got stabbed in the shoulder with his knife because he's holding the knife here, see? So, and which is also very dangerous, understand, meaning the person who they have is not as trained in fighting as I am. But he's still incredibly dangerous with the knife, and he's doing some things that work. So me training knife fighting martial arts, and I can tell that he hasn't drilled this, meaning the guy that has his knife attacker, he hasn't practiced in shadow boxing. It's like I'm practicing, sometimes I practice fighting a Muay Thai fighter with my knife. Sometimes I'm practicing fighting a wrestler. Sometimes I'm practicing, it's like in the shadow boxing. It's like, okay, the guy's shooting on me, and I'm practicing knife fighting takedown defense, which that just was, a knife fighting takedown defense move. Do you understand? It's like if I'm here, and then right now I'm defensive, like back away from you, and it's I'm fighting Chael Sonnen, like a D1 wrestler, something like this, and I'm backing up, and it's like he's shooting on me, and I've been drilling in shadow boxing, he shot on me here, and that's a knife fighting takedown defense. So that's part of my training. And I can tell that he hasn't been doing that training. He hasn't been drilling knife fighting takedown offense. So here is a knife fighting takedown offense move. So from a high guard here, which makes it very dangerous to attack to my head. So if you notice, knife fighting, here's the guard, see, I'm using the reverse grip, which makes it very dangerous to kick to my head from any side, see. So having my arms here, or just generally here, makes it very dangerous to kick to the head level. And the upper part of my body is covered with my arms here. Now, from here, this is knife fighting takedown offense. Different things you can do. So if there's a person shooting on me, I can go just straight down like this. See here. And if that gets into his back, if you notice the muscle memory, what I'm doing is stabbing in and then pulling as I'm. So when it's in the back, I'm moving back and I'm carrying more. So knife fighting takedown offense can look like this. See this too, where it's here, and one thing I can do is stab down. See? Another thing I can do is to punch down with the reverse grip like this, which is a whole wide angle here. Anything here, the person's back, arms, neck, anything here is getting cut here. This is not a defensive move. Here, see here. And that can be a single leg takedown, and I'm launching that as the person is pulling off a single leg on me, a double leg, whatever they do, some kind of takedown. From here, see here. Here's a move you can do. See? And it's sweeping this whole angle, which means if there's a head here, here, or here, that means there's arms. And as I'm catching coming in, I'm cutting that, and I'm ready to throw more attacks from this side, say. It's like the knife fighting 1-2 drills, where it's like slash. Then if the person is still doing a takedown on me, I can keep stabbing from here. So even against somebody who hasn't trained with a knife, it's more dangerous to shoot takedown. So basically, if you've been drilling knife fighting takedown defense, you're more dangerous to even attempt takedown. So you understand? See, like this. If somebody's shooting on me, I've been doing the drills, so I can tell he has something. So with me, if I find a death chance and it's shoots a takedown, I might pull that because I've been drilling it. Or this. See here, see? So from here, that's a takedown. That's knife fighting takedown defense. But from here, I'm cutting here. Another thing I can do is this, where it's this. See, stabbing down. So if I want to do a takedown this person, here, if it's a single leg, double leg, we'll get around here. Because the distance, and I'm moving here, the defense can be, say he's shooting on me. So not stopping the takedown, but using the knife and moving back while stabbing out here. See, and I'm alternating where, here's one way to do it. Cut. Another way. Like this. Now even if you're fighting somebody that hasn't trained knife fighting, takedown defense, and I drilled it, which I've been doing in shadow boxing. So sometimes in shadow boxing, and I spend like 3 hours doing knife fighting martial arts for cardio and also shadow boxing. I might be thinking right now, I'm fighting Sencha with my knife or something like this. And it's a guy who's good at kicking. And it's, see there, that's a kick to the head. See here. Another time I've been thinking, okay, the guy is shooting on me now. I find a person that's a wrestler. He's gonna shoot on me. And I'm practicing that. Now, the person that defined my video hasn't been training knife fighting, takedown defense. So the point is this: it's more dangerous to attempt wrestling and takedowns on somebody that has trained against takedowns. Okay, they've done takedown defense drills with the knife. Now, even the guy who they have, I can tell, has been drilling takedown defense. Just him holding the knife here makes it more dangerous to go here to do takedown. You understand? If this knife is here, it's just holding it here, and I'm gonna use my wrestling, maybe punch set it up. I just got stabbed with the knife, see? So I have to get the knife to do safe takedowns. He has to be not holding the knife, see? Because just holding the knife here, or here, or here, just me, even if he's not reacting, but he's been drilling takedown defense and like catching something coming at him. Just him holding the knife here, or here, or here. I just got stabbed. I just cut myself with the knife by shooting into him. And if it's here, knife is here, I just got stabbed again, see? And if the knife is here, I just got stabbed again. If I'm moving here, moving towards his body to lock up, or even further down, I'm being stabbed just trying to take down. So let's go back to this.
He's my competitor here.
Let's look at this. Round one. This is Jeff Chen. Now, the knife attacker is within kicking range. And he shoots takedown, which is how I drill takedowns too. A lot of times to set up takedowns, you disguise a takedown, meaning you throw punches, for example. You throw a punch to the head, and it's like a feint. See? A lot of times how to set up a takedown is to feint. Because if I want to do a takedown from here, see, I might do that, see, where I'm throwing to the head to disguise what I'm really doing. I'm acting like a guy who's gonna do boxing too. See here. And I can do this. Now I'm not starting by just ignoring the head and be like, I'm gonna do a takedown on the guy. But you can see how he's working to surprise him to succeed in the takedown attempt. Another way you could do takedown defense is kick them as they're coming in.
I thought I could do the same strategy as I did in the circle, but this time, after taking them down, they were scrambling way too much.
And Jeff Chen seems to favor the wrestler. That's a double leg. He's got a double leg, and he's gonna push to take it out. Now it's surprising then he hasn't scored it yet, because a lot of times a double leg and skilled wrestler be more explosive. So once it'll be so quick that like once they have the hands locked behind your legs, you'll be on the ground. And now it seems that the pace of the fight is different. I'll go back.
They were scrambling way too much.
And he gets. Does he have both legs, or is that a single leg? He's got one leg for sure. It looks like a single leg, actually.
Took them down, and they were able to pass it and step, pass it, step, and couldn't do anything.
And here's another thing with kicks. You can stab to kicks. You can. I saw a post once on Instagram where somebody was talking about knife defense. It's like Krav Maga or something. If we see a knife, we'll kick. Yeah, good luck trying that on me. Good luck kicking the knife out of my hand. And that's actually part of my training is being aware of different ways to try disarming. So this ways you can make that a lot harder. Now I'm not making these videos to be helpful to you primarily. I'm making these videos because I enjoy making these videos. I enjoy making videos talking about fighting martial arts, and I've kind of dialed down a little bit being valuable to people. Like I'm trying less hard to be valuable to people with my videos.
I got a teep to the face into a takedown. Again, if I'm going to lose, at least something entertaining.
Well, how I've been training is if you enter into the circle around my body, like the force field, if you enter within like a meter, there's like a meter circle around my body. If any part of your body enters that circle, it's dangerous. Say, if there's a leg entering, an arm entering, any part of it, if you get too close, there's a risk I connect with you.
Hands on!
Yet again, while Jeff did an amazing job, he didn't survive any of the rounds.
I hate it when you
And you
look
have a
tired.
higher chance
Well, check how
if you're
my back. I got saddle on the back. Look up, look up.
After it, I was pretty
You have
upset.
a higher
I should have
chance
tried to, while standing, two-hand the knife and just pin it. I should have done that.
worst
So far,
case
half of the contenders
scenario,
failed to get even a single point, but
like this cage. If you be like a Walmart supermarket, this fight is happening inside of a cage or like a room. That's worst case scenario. If you're inside of Walmart or something like this, and the guy pulls a knife and starts charging you, you have more of a chance to be able to run off and make it away from the person, and never end up being in a wrestling match with a knife-armed attacker to begin with.
But the other half still had a chance to change the situation, starting with Icy Mike and his extensive training in knife defense.
Last year, I did about 70 hours of coursework in knife defense with some of the best knife defense instructors.
Okay. Let's look at the other video. We locked pro fighters with knife attackers. Let's look at this video.
Thank God the moment it started, something clicked in my head. I was able to flick the switch and be like, now or never. My wife cried because she was so proud of me. Nathan and Jeff had me on the back and be like, yo, I'm impressed with you. Face. And he looked at me like a tiny bit impressed. And I was like, wow, I don't suck.
Not including Beirut there. Yeah. I'm going to do more training. I'm gonna do more knife fighting, more stuff. I'm done with the commentary video. I'm gonna be doing knife fighting martial arts training in this video. More knife fighting martial arts training. Jag get a phone holder. This we don't need. Mouse. This one's got it. And if your hands are up there, you get a cut. There's punching and then there's punch cutting. I like to use punch cutting which means I'm punching the blade using boxing body mechanics applied to knife fighting. So I'm punching the blade into. Don't try this at home. There's two ways to do it. The punch cutting. One way is to slide it on purpose like this, to slash like this. Another is just to throw a straight attack, and then as I'm impacting with the blade, it slides off. I call it punch cutting. See? And it's very violent. Not as I practice from this distance. That's what I'm doing now. And this is the attack I'm using, down 7 line. There's always something that's open for me to attack. If the head's up here, I can attack to the body. If in the middle, I can attack to the neck. If it's down here, I can attack to the legs. So there's always some part to attack to. And these I don't like to do too much because it's a risk that the head will slide off. But these overhand attacks I like them too. And I'm using the reverse grip. It's good to vary your training. And sometimes I train this, sometimes that. Right now focusing on this distance. 1, 2. And it's stab, punch cut, either to the face or to the neck. Or another one to this. See, 1, 2. 1, 2. So it's punch, 2. With a hooking stab here to the side of the neck. Then I have to go lighter because I've already stabbed through the sheet, through the tape that I repaired this with. So after pairing with this, I created a puncture wound here, and the head starts turning off. I had to glue it and tape over. And here's one attack sequence, 1, 1, 2. Where I'm punching to the face and then stabbing in the neck like this. See, 1, 2. And now I practice delivering the same attack without the setup punch. Close the distance. Stabbing to the neck. This is the whip I'm using. Switch up more, it's another way to attack. If the hands are like this, look at this. See? This angle. See, this is more advanced. It's another way to be effective at stabbing into your opponent, even if they are doing a decent job defending. So here, if the hands are here, that can interfere with connecting with my hooking attacks. But still, it can get around the arm. See, if the hand is here, I can still stab to the neck around it, or in front of it. Now, if you pretend like this is going to stop the hooking attack, just him having his hands here, and stab in the neck. But it's not a hammer fist, it's a blade with this extra reach. If it's here, see, I can attack here, or in the middle. See here, to the neck. So from here, see, and I stab into the neck from the front, which will be in between the guard. Say if the guard is like this, I can stab to the small plexus here, to the groin or whatever. So from here, see here, see, here. See, attacking in between the guard. And it can also be this. See here, under the breastplate, which is up towards the heart. Bang, slash off the face, snap into stab into his neck. 1, 2, 3. 1. Across the face, 3. So it's 1, 2, 3. See? 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. And the 2 is a slash diagonal across the face. It can also be to the neck. So it's, see here. See, 1, 2, 3. And from this position, if the person are covering up the head after being slashed across the face and stabbed in the neck, it can be here, deeper, or the leg, or the groin. Now here's one of the most useful techniques you can learn that takes some skill to master. But it's a creative way I figure out to attack with the knife. It's from here, see here. And it's upside down hand fisting basically is how I could explain it. So from here, you might be expecting these attacks. See, these type of attacks. See? These type of attacks. Bang, 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 bang. These type of attacks. These angles. Now from here, this angle is more unexpected, where it's a high guard attacking from below. See? So from here, see, it's this. And it takes some practice to get a hold of it. But if you can master that technique, or at least get decent at it, it's a very effective technique to add to your arsenal of knife fighting attack methods. So from here, see, once again, that. So from here, see, and it's like with the sheet, I'm still hitting hard enough to stab through like 6, 7, 8 layers of duct tape and into the dummy. So for this thing I should go even lighter because I've already prepared this. So before the tape, practicing like this, I stabbed the hole through the dummy with the sheet. Then I glued it and taped over it, and now attacking I end up stabbing through the tape. So I have to play this more. But basically here's the attack. Now if I would hold it like this, that makes that way of attack you more expected. If I would hold it like this. But from here, I can attack down low. From below to a high power zone, or from the middle to the middle, or from up high to low. See? So this way the attack with reverse grip can be more unexpected and harder to see coming. So if you start out with combos, bang, 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 however you attack it, and then suddenly I mix it and drop down here and attack here. It can be here, 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 or even down here. One, two, three. One. And the second one is the slash here. I call it punch cutting. So I've invented about knife fighting martial arts that I'm teaching people. So one of the most effective ways to attack on a knife is that reverse grip. And I don't have to figure out something. If you have a boxing base, you can use your boxing fundamentals for knife fighting. So I've talked about this before, and I can show it to you again. Here's a boxing one too. Okay, now, rather than going boxing 2, punching to the fucking jaw, I'm punching the blade into your neck, see? So it's the same punch, rather than punching the knuckle straight into the jaw. Like this, I'm missing on purpose, you call it, punching to the side, and I'm punching the knife blade into the throat. So it's the same technique as a boxing punch, only instead of punching straight here. See, instead of this, punching straight to the jaw, I'm punching to the side, missing on purpose. See, here's a boxing punch. Punching straight to the jaw, holding a knife, I'm punching the blade. See, I call it punch cutting. It's usually the same body mechanics as boxing, with a firm grip. See, and I'm punching the blade, which means it's as if I want to punch to the jaw, only I'm punching to the side, impacted with the blade. See? So I call that punch cutting. See? I'm punching the blade. And you will have the natural slide motion, I have to create it. Yes, I can use this technique, like slide, like this. Connect, and then slide like this. See, I can do this, or I can just punch straight, and automatically the slide motion will happen. See? If I just throw an overhand, see, the slide happens automatically. I don't have to make the technique slide the turning. I can just focus on punching the blade, and the slide happens automatically. Then if it's an overhand, kind of like this, the slide happens automatically. See? And that's a kick followed by a punch cut. I call that punch cut. And it's basically punching the blade like this into the opponent. So here's the blade, here's the grip that I'm using, the reverse grip, which is, I'd say, a grip that I use most of the time in training, the reverse grip. And with the reverse grip, what can I do? Punch cut. Also another thing that matters, to get better knife fighting is really knife fighting 1-2s, so natural 1-2s. So boxing 1-2, it's this. And it's a natural 1-2 with the first punch. Sets up the second punch. Wait, 1, bang, turns my body this way, which means I'm charged up from the attack, rotating back. See? So it's a natural sequence, it's a natural follow-up. Same with the knife fighting. It's, see, and notice what happens. You slide off. So the first attack, punch cut, if it's to the throat or to the face, see, it brings me to the side, more or less. And it could be, if my attack is light, it might just be a little bit to the side. But if you connect, you will slide off. So if you slash, you will slide, see. If you slash, you will slide. So the first attack sets up the second attack. So here I go. See, notice I'm not trying to make this happen, but I'm charged up for a follow-up attack. See? So here, see, 1-2. With the first attack, connecting, slides off to the side. Okay, step into a natural follow-up. So that's the big part I've been building, 1-2 combinations, slash stab combos. Because you naturally have a slide to the side, and when they're going attack with a slash, go back to my guard, and then attack here, for example. It's like, here's where I would want to go to attack here, see. If I want to attack to the liver, you might go here, you might go here, a boxer, and then explore up a liver shot. So if you're only down here, the natural way to attack, meaning if I would go overhand and end up here, see, and it's like I'm also trying to get this position to land an uppercut. No, like this, okay? So if the first attack is an overhand, see, and I end up down here. This looks similar to if I look at Borgos Jr. or anybody else when in boxing, with a dip down here and then throw to the body all the way up, see. So if I've already got it with the overhand, this position, hit or miss. The natural follow-up is that. So it's capitalizing those positions, and this way of attacking punch card in the reverse way will create a slide. You slide off. See? And then the natural follow-up is returning with a stab. So it's slash stab, see? Slash stab. Because the first slash sets up the second stab. So it's a natural follow-up. Knife fighting 1-2s. Training yourself to attack with knife fighting 1-2s can make you incredibly more dangerous with knife fighting. So from this stance, this call, right down southpaw. Here. 1-2. See from here? 1-2. So it's a slash across the face or the neck, which brings me here. Capitalize on this newfound position to attack with a powerful stab to the left side of the body. He's right, okay, he's right. So from here, I end up over here, and I can be here too. See here, slid off the face there with the blade, and I'm here now. It could be here too, or all the way over here if I miss. End up over here, and I connect with the tip. Still a natural follow-up, and it could be he's shooting on me, but it's still a follow-up, moving my arm or my whole body in a stabbing motion back. See? So it's natural follow-ups, building muscle memory, building combination attacks. It's part of my style knife fighting system. Knife fighting 1-2 is a big part of it. So it's 1-2, see? Punch cut, which slides off his face or neck, stab to the neck right after. So it's knife fighting 1-2s. And you can go a long way just through a different 1-2 attack. So it can be 1-2, see? And the one was here, slash, still go to the side, and then 2 to the liver. It could be 1-2 still here, and then turning into this. But it's still 1-2 as a basic. And getting better at knife fighting, just drilling different knife fighting 1-2s can take you a long way, a really long way. That's a punch cut, it's pretty risky because if the sheep comes off, the sheep comes off. very violent, where I launched that sequence with a kick here, and I crashed into this. Now I've been practicing the same thing from the same distance, and we're gonna get to mix it up a little bit. So here, you see, notice this too. I can go here, dip down, and then punch up here, under the breastplate to the heart. Now, I can pretend he's going to do the takedown on me. Surprise takedown, because I'm trying to get mad. And I've been drilling knife fighting takedown defense. And I can show you some knife fighting takedown defense moves. So, it's here. See here. This is defensive move. This is knife fighting takedown defense. So if I attack up here, suddenly somebody shoots on me, stab down, see? And then this other way, from here, punch down in a sliding manner. So anything here will get punched at, see? Slide off, and once again, there's twos that can follow the bar. So knife and takedown defense. See where it's the takedown, I'm gonna shoot the takedown. See, I punch down, cut his neck, whatever part is on. When the takedown comes, here's one thing I can do. Or even if I just stay planted, just attack down here, or here, or here. See? This is also useful to the muscle memory for if you're the knife fighter and the person could use wrestling on you, drilling knife fighting takedown defense. So for me to do a takedown on him, I want to get down here. See? So either I'm gonna end up a takedown, I'm gonna end up here and lock behind his back, or even better behind his knees, his legs, or one of his legs. But no matter what, if I want to connect and lock body and do a takedown, I'm gonna have to get close and down, okay? So it could be here, or it could be here, or it could be here, okay? Now still, you can see where my body is becoming if I'm moving into the takedown. So, knife fighting self-defense, takedown defense, takedown defense. So you notice how very effective techniques, where I can go here, see, hit the head, and notice how from here, I'm doing this, so it starts here, which means anything here, an arm that's reaching, getting cut, a neck, other arm, see. There's this whole angle here, see? See? So here's one knife fighting takedown defense move. See there, beautiful. See here? See there. And notice how I return back, since my timing is off, there's another one right after, and I'm increasing the distance. So now we're getting into knife fighting takedown defense. Sprawling, stuffing takedowns, only using your knife. So from here too. See? So obviously just stand up. So from this high guard here. See here? And ultimately I want to move my lower body weight because it's going for my lower body to get control of it. See? It depends on if I can see it coming or not. But if it's Jeff's chair, this wrestling. And I back up and I just want to take out. See, notice here, I should come here. So now try to take down the fence. And that's a different way to do it. So here, See, notice here. So if the person is moving down, again, it's dead. There's many ways to skin a cat or stab it in there. So here, I show you a few of my knife fighting takedown defense moves that I got there. So it's here, and you have to think. I would have explained this to somebody like Shell Southern. He understands how a takedown would be moving and where it would be. If I'm here, and then what I'm doing when I saw the attack is drilling for stuffing a takedown. So it's knife fighting takedown defense. So I don't have to explain. Meaning a person that saw me training is not a loser, hater. Do like Microsoft fighting golf for this. A person is a wrestler that sees me do shadow box. They will figure, oh, he's doing knife fighting takedown defense. He's practicing stuffing takedowns. But if you're an idiot and you don't have any fighting experience or knowledge, you won't understand if I'm shadow boxing. So then you see me doing this. See? Here. See here. See here. See? So now you know. And you can practice that in shadow boxing. So we practice that here. And that's 3, and I go, and that's just nice again. And you can just build this on a line, back and forth. Go here. And that's now I'm incorporating a more skilled martial artist that it takes to the head with a punch to set up the takedown. So it's reacting to the first imaginary attack, and then being surprised by the takedown that I have to quickly respond to, see. So a trained MMA fighter to set up a takedown might fade to the head first, or throw a punch to the head first. And then I'm caught by surprise after dodging this, making miss. Oh, it's just a feint, oh, guy's shooting on me. And quickly after dodging the punch, the real attack comes and I practice response to real attack. So I'm really, you can even do that too. Now, if this is more advanced, this is as if you know what he's doing. So it's like, oh, he threw to the head, I'm moving back, and so this attack in case right after he lost the takedown, this knife sweeps to the air. Now I'm still here ready to respond to takedown against it. The first attack, takedown offense, now I can takedown offense. So here's one way to do it. So this is knife and takedown offense. See here. See, here's our move with this grip. See here, and notice how I go, if I miss the timing and now he connects, do you understand? If my timing is off, once again, the beauty and effectiveness of life and 1-2 training, where the takedown, I'm too fast, I miss it, he connects with his head, he's doing the takedown off my next cut his neck, or his back with the second part attack. So it's the first attack, hit or miss, sets up the second attack. So his knife fighting, takedown offense. And we will play around a little bit. So from here I can also do this. See here, move my leg out of the way. That could be a single leg. I can see him going for the single leg on the left. And he can try to catch my right if he wants to, because I'm looking to catch him with stabs as he's going for my right leg. And like I was going for a single leg on that side, and I had to switch and flow into another single leg or some other takedown. So here, see here, and anything going for this leg can be attacked. Here's another one. I'll show you a sequence. This is an attack sequence. This is now not defensive. This is offensive. This is social distance. Okay, here. See, there, and that's a sequence where it's a kick, overhead right, punch cut to the face, and then what else I'll do. See here, and that's a sequence where it's here, and it's a natural flow movement again, where it's attacking up, attacking down, right side of the body. See here. Now we practice more kicks with the knife. We have that sequence more. Beautiful. Build the 1 to 3 sequence more. And that's another one where I'm exploding in, landing like white tie. This could be a punch like where I'm landing a punch to the face, it could be a punch, but the main thing is landing or flying through the stab to your stomach. Surprise, a different angle. So if I come back to like this, you don't know what it's gonna be. It could be this. See, it could be this. It could be this. It could be all kinds of stuff. It could also be this. See, where it's a reverse attack there. And that's the punch cut there. The second one. Now, some of these punch cuts I'm hitting with the knuckles because I don't want to pull the teeth off my finger. I was smart enough to wake up, to poke the bear, wake up my aggression energy. And I was gonna feel it. I'm in position. It's a guy. But if I'm portraying him to think notice the 1-2 step that we talked about. So it's here. See? And that 2 there was to the neck, severing a cardiology. Another thing you can do that I can teach about knife handling martial arts. It sounds like a fake martial arts technique, where it's like this one attack that kills somebody. But this one loop technique can kill a person. Now, you're more likely to pull that off with a bigger leg like that. So with this here, this one of these techniques, if you land this technique once, you can kill a person. Punch cut, see, this knife here, punch cut to the throat, here, there. If you think about that does, or the windpipe, okay? So if you're powerful enough, athletic enough, and you connect here and cut through, you can sever both cardiology and windpipe one attack. If you're physically powerful enough, okay? So it's not slice lightly, but it's the 1-2 to the neck, and once again, training helps you pull this off. You can't also do the best things like that. And really connecting to the neck at this distance. So it's like, once again, training, it's not just a concept, I hear someone saying something you can do, I'm able to do it. You have to drill it, okay, to be realistically improving your ability. So this here, a little bit from here, see here, and a lot of these attacks are for the neck, see. And you can slightly tactic is to get on. Now this is one of his techniques, the landing this once can kill a person and make it death or surgery. Meaning you land this technique once, it's a one land with this 5 finisher. Okay. So this punch back to the throat. See here, that can end it also. Because if you hit straight, it's cutting the corridor. If you just punch cutting enough power. So notice this is a rubber tape. Because it might be crazy. So here, punch back, if it's a straight punch back. Okay. Here. Still, can reach this corridor. Set the whip height and with the full momentum with a hard puncher. You can cut the second one too, with one frontal straight attack. I will show it to you on the demo here. See here. Here's a punch cut, first person view. Here, see? Reverse grip. And this goes back to the fundamentals where the first things I've been teaching people when I've been talking about like spending 3 hours might sound knife fighting coaching and teaching knife fighting. It's like I start with the whips as it is. Because a fundamental is like how to make a fist on itself. To be able to, it's like if I was a boxing coach, I gotta teach my power overhand right, which has knockout potential. It's like if you don't know how to make a fist, you're gonna break your hand like more sure. Okay? So it's like the basics of the basics is this. I have this grip here, reverse grip here. Okay, look at this. Here. And then I'm going from this, no guard on, big guard. See there, that's a punch now, see. So here, see here, connecting here, if I make it straight, here, see here, if I make it straight, what do you think will happen? You understand, a powerful attack like here. So it can be from here, if the neck is available, it can punch through and get this one punch cut, let's say this corner, this width height, and this corner. Okay, from any angle. So here, punch cut through. Now because it's not a blade and it's not kind of through its side here. But here, stay for the front here. See here, pushing forward, it can cut the cord on the right side, the width height, and this on the left side. So it's one of these attacks that had a potential to end your opponent in one move. That you land this once, it can finish a person. I'll show you once again with the trading knife now. The knife fighting 1, 2. No, the punch cut. Do a few punch cuts. And if you're a man with God-given punching power like Mike Tyson, and you have the skill, the knife fighting skill, these attacks are more dangerous. So here, see there, that's a punch cut. Here's a punch cut from here. See here. And if there was a sharp knife into the neck, it would create a serious injury. See, and there I'm moving through where I'm cutting with my whole body a lot of times, which is like sword fighting, where I'm a power fighter, meaning my fighting style, my fighting martial arts, is based off of speed and power. Meaning I like to make things powerful. And I know that some people I've seen on YouTube, Filipinos, they have more like this type of style where it's like quick little flicks of the wrist and then like figure 8s and like things like this. Whereas I'm more focused on power, understand? And attacking straight lines with a lot of power. So it's like a power fighting style, more so than nimble and figure 8. It's more bang, 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 and not making things powerful. Why does that make sense? Because if my stabs are landing to your arm, your rib cage, I have enough power strong enough for a grip to punch through your rib cage into your lung, into your heart, into your liver. So if I just go like this, tap, tap, tap in the rib cage, or I'm building an X to the liver from this position here. Okay. Now, if one of these little tap, tap, baby taps if the rib cage and not the opening to the liver is stopped by the rib cage. Whereas if I'm hitting like this, that can break the rib cage. See, it's not power. Then it breaks the rib cage, slides through the rib cage into the lung or the liver or elsewhere. So I favor power for other things. Now, figure out something else. Mix it up a little bit. What's the right angle for the whole sequence? Distance something. We can do it from here. Close in the distance. So here, and that's about the 3 sequence that I have sometimes. So from here, see there's a kick, that in this time was a goal kick, it also be to the left. It can also be a T, but it's like I'm going to kick. See, and that's kind of exciting, it's like 1, 2, 3. So from here, it can be just 1, 2. I like to do it like this. Wow. See, 1, 2, 3. See, 1, 2, 3. I'll take a short break here. That's the one simple. Is it ready? You will stop in the training. It's always cycle stalking, game stalking. I'm a total video. I'm a total game stalker for videos and total cycle stalking. A lot of people try to check happy they take the game stalking. Do I get the lot of insecure areas people that see a guy who's out doing things and be bad and they want to take off it? It's like a guy being athletic on camera and the unathletic and so on. It's like they feel bad to see a person looking and doing better. Yeah, of course I have one of the what I call the refer as organic image. A lot of kids again on my channel they do game song because they work for the game song. That's not serious. So I'm not totally not part of the game song because I'm part for the electrical game song that we work for this site song. Now I've been sharing a lot of my anger. How are you told if you're talking video? You're told by a time out. If you're talking video, you're being told with game stalking, which is what? There's people being recruited to be flying monkeys. Game stalking for reasons is real, also want to use an app. So game stalking is a program uses smear campaigns to recruit people to target you. Mostly with so-called narcissistic knowledge abuse tactics. Which means there'll be somebody in the room at the supermarket and there will be more as a target and there's a flying monkey there and there's going to be more. They want to be more than one. And they will be targeted with narcissistic abuse. Some covert abuse. That's how you talk. You can talk about flying monkeys in the room being narcissistic abuse, covert abuse. Every time I talk to the supermarket, there's people in the supermarket, more than 3, that are there because the target went shopping, they got sent to by the game shopping program, be in the supermarket and target the target with narcissistic abuse. What does narcissistic abuse package mean? It means there's narcissistic abuse delivered to you in some ways that other people can't notice, but you know. So you will have the end effect of feeling narcissistic abuse, but it's been hard to prove. So it's like they're targeting with narcissistic abuse, in ways that are so subtle other people can't tell. If they're seeing the flying monkey acting, being a virus from reading, they can't tell. And I can sense it. Because that's personal. There's different ways that you do that. So what are some notions dogs abuse tactics? Well, it could be you watch a video in the morning and then you're on a flying monkey 2 hours later and they will reference something that you want on YouTube. That's a way to abuse you and be like, oh yeah, they're flying monkey, and they got told by the handler to comment on my recent private activities. And if you miss the puzzle piece, you can't see it. So it's like, let's say I have a hater coming to my, I can explain it most of those things. Let's say I have a hater coming here. It's like, my overhead attacks Saturday night or something. And then the next I go to the supermarket, we got a flying monkey using the overhead. It's not a flying monkey. First I was sent by chat to say the one of the insights, and then next time I'm on the flying monkey, they will use something subtle about overhead to do my own overhead. So the missing puzzle piece is what makes it hard to other people to see the points. It's very disgusting and calculated. How to talk to you. It's very disgusting and calculated. Because they're targeting ways that are so subtle. And what they're doing is that they hope that if the target lashes out as a perp, they was doing narcissistic use. They'll be like, oh, Mike was just attack a person unprovoked by an asshole of the band. He just attacked somebody for no good reason. He's the aggressor. Because people can't see the covert aggression being attacked. I was attacked right before. Because it's so subtle. Okay. Meaning, how could I go fuck you or something? But then they're like, oh, this guy's terrible, call me fucking perp. Because they can't see the narcissistic elements and stuff. So that's how game stalking works. It's very good. And I'm going to keep working to expose game stalking. Keep making videos. And that will have an effect. Definitely. I will keep making videos, streaming, talking about game stalking, get a word about game stalking. And reach a lot of people for game stalking. Yeah, so targets of game stalking are with narcissistic goals. That's just one of these attacks. It's not one of them. The attack is Christian too. So me, I'm a Christian warrior in the war. I'm not a more PF as like a warrior anymore, but basically listen to the day of home in his life. My life is in the war. I'm not a person like this PDF like a warrior. That's not fair. That's the thing that all the guys basic training and it's all combat. I like to speak war. I'm a Christian who's being persecuted. I've been taught of warfare. Davies had warfare. Chemical warfare. I've been shot with weapons. I had a warfare, had a permanent house wall in my cat to be shot with a dog. Now get it so the ways of impact history. It's happened a lot in public who has a flying monkey spray a chemical on one side. They have a spy gun, so they also have one passing the space on them. Or they shoot it with a dog. Like they shot with a dog. Another way to affect it is use chemicals on the road. I had them multiple questions. That relates to talking about alcohol, that is chemical warfare program, and then psychological warfare. There have been courses that talk about physical psychology, about alcohol, and allergic to chemicals. And not all uses chemicals. We all had that first told to speak a few months after that they're chemicals. Whatever you get. But that's the sum of it too. Now, the way we call it physical chemical warfare is they will put chemicals like that. So bring the set package in there like a Amazon package and put the fees out as well. This is something physical. Now we're going to have physical program. We got methods to keep it physical. That's right. Then we got methods to hold on. So yeah, based on this video, and I'm going to keep working through system. And to the point, part of our deal with this child talk, most systems we like my business, I share my anyway, if I'm buying my time and I hold it back the question the moment I'm not feeling. And it might be like I feel the question. It's like this software loss is always too stacked, so I feel the question. Like if I just don't wall up this other. And I'm not acting on it, I'm taking, I'm not holding myself back, I'm holding myself. I can feel that I really do this if I Microsoft call me and I'm feeling like getting aggressive with what I hold back, I don't get aggressive. Later on, I channel aggressive editing issues like this very emotional with lenses or it can be with focus goals insult. What I'm doing is work on insult. So yeah, I've got some short if you go check my channel feeds, you might find most watch. I made a video before about the reality lifetime was playing videos from another YouTube channel where they were having almost lost inside of a cage with a knife attacker and looking at how we're able to perform. So it's important to stay reality focused and combat emotional options. You stay reality focused, pitfalls. And people that are the more untrained and unexperienced over rivals, the more likely to fall from themselves. And there are people that work with the process. There's a lot of that on YouTube where it's like, I see videos from it's like, some Filipino lifeguard martial artists are doing that. You won't get cut, you won't get hurt, it's bullshit, and then they like die, so it was everyone like, block like this, get one try, me, if I don't, it's over. And it's like, it's giving people a process to do this. Oh, I can watch the video. And now if someone myself with a knife, it's like, I can disarm them and I feel safe. So, the reality of knife fighting is, if you're in a room with someone that comes out with a weapon, you're unlikely to survive it, first of all. So now we're getting into the reality here. So, if you're against someone who's an untrained knife attacker, and compare with athletics and stuff, and that they come at with a knife, you're likely to get stabbed and slashed. And you are likely to meaning if you're in a room with somebody that has a knife in their hand, it tends to be harmful and attacking you. You are unlikely to survive it. Okay? You're about as likely to survive it as unlikely. Meaning it's around 50-50% chance that you'll die from the attack. If you're surviving the attack, you are unlikely to survive it unharmed. Meaning you're likely, if you pass the first one, you survive, you don't die from the knife attack. You are unlikely to make it out of the situation without lasting permanent damage to your body, which could be an eye that's missing or scar across your face, whatever, or a finger or two missing, an amputated limb, like losing an arm or a leg. That's things like this. So, unfortunately, a lot of people can't think well. So it's like, if you can think, you can help people by sharing a little bit of the outward thinking in your brain. That's the point. If this video I watched before, pro martial arts of a knife attacker, they were counting the hits. And what you have to be aware of is if a person is, the hits in real life are not just a scoreboard where judges count he landed 6 times. Okay? Every hit does something. Every time the person gets hit in the chest, there's blood loss, there might be organs punctured. So if you look at the knife martial arts knife attacker, and the person, they close the distance knife attack, is not launching attacks, and it's like 6, 7, and 8 times his level, okay? Now, in real life, like the one time he gets stabbed in the torso, that's a lung puncture, okay? His lung is got punctured, that's stabbed well into the liver. And I punched the liver to the person. Now, what's worse is a stab in the liver. So you have to think about the effect instead of the scorecard. So this applies to real life. What would these 7 level attacks be doing to the person? They might not get to a point where they're able to do the attack directly in the liver. You understand from that conscious? Because if the first attack is a stab to the bicep, this all might not be working that well or not at all. They might not be able to raise it up here. They might not be able to throw punches with all the liability ones after that. So they might not be able to do wrestling anymore. They stabbed here. If they got stabbed here, it might be a puncture lung or a puncture liver. And the puncture liver is not so far if you score, it would be like the person who dropped to the ground because they got stabbed in the liver. Okay. Now, if it's a stab, they get to the rib cage, into the lung, and they punch lung out. And they're not going to be as explosive, dynamic, and do takedowns and keep wrestling, defending things and work for a submission move. Because they have like a punch of line and they have a punch of line between up and line. Okay. And if there's a slash to the neck, there's a carotid artery that's open. And one of the facts is if you have one carotid artery separate, if left unattended, it is conscious within 90 seconds, which means if you're fighting someone, you're able to stab or slash in the way that your carotid artery, one side is open. That left unattended, you lose conscious within 90 seconds. It's like a time that it takes. Like if you're here and you're punching in wrestling stuff, within 90 seconds you go out. And it's not like, so that's a fact, remember, meaning research is important for growing as a martial artist, life of a martial artist, is understanding generally fighting. So it's like with gun fighting, it's short placement. Okay, center mass and hitting with the hit. So people that train self-defense with guns are not typically trained to shoot like the arms or the legs. Okay, when that's not one of the most common places for Swedes to get shot by cops is they will shoot you in the leg. And that's part of it. Most statistically, a lot of people get shot by cops in Sweden get shot in the lower extremities. Well, that's part of the training. It's like a lot of times if it's a person who's like drunk or drugs out in public with a machete, and the cops get called and they show up there. They go like, drop the weapon, they might shoot one warning shot or something like this. But if the person is far away, if they're going to shoot, they shoot to the leg. And if the person is still coming at that, eventually might get, if they get close enough, like they saw the legs repeatedly, like close in the distance towards the cops, then they might get shot. Okay. So it's a point. Now typically for CCW, they don't train shooting to the arms and legs. That's the point. So, if you get part of understanding this effect of like shot placement, knife placement, and what are good target zones. So the neck is a good target zone, the stomach is a good target zone, and upper angle. So I taught that too as a target zone, meaning a target zone, a good target zone to hit with your knife is to attack an upper angle like this, around the belly button. See? So that's a target. I'll show you some more target zones. So this is also part of the relay, where I have just been training connecting, period, like checking bombs, touching the ball with the knife. I'm actually training connecting effectively. So here, show you some target zones, nice kind of target zones. The neck, where you have a windpipe, carotid artery on each side. So attacking to the neck with slashes and stabs is good. See, attacking to the neck. Now another target zone is here. See this attack, or with this grip, it's this attack. Now you won't see that because we're gonna have to look in here. So here. So here, target zones. A lot of the attacks, good target zones, is to the neck. See? Because you have a carotid artery on each side of the windpipe. See, so attack it to the neck. Or with this grip. Here. Here. So basically attack to the neck. That's a target zone. See here. Or with this grip. See, and that's a punch coming in here. What's another target zone? This here. Here. either with this grip or with this. So here, see, here, this angle. And we're gonna focus more on that, like the target zone, teaching the target zone. So here, you have a breastplate, a sternum bone. It's called a sternum bone. Now, here you have a sternum bone. So if I'm gonna attack, your heart is in this area. And there's the aorta, maybe blood vessels coming to and from the heart. So the heart is generally in this area. Now here you have a bone, you have bone over here. So if I want to get to the general heart area, I'm not going to try to stand straight. So my training is not attached to this part of the torso, this target zone, like this, see? Because I'm going to hit bone, and I'm less likely to penetrate the bone and get through. See here, this is sternum. Here. This is sternum bone. And it ends here is not bone anymore, but up here is bone. So if I'm attacking to the heart area, I'm not attacking here, see? Here. How I'm attacking is in an upward angle here. And how I taught this before. You imagine a circle around the belly button. And you can imagine it as an oval if you wanted to. Okay, that ends at the belly button. But roughly, you can imagine a hand over the belly button as a rough general target zone to enter with your blade. So here, from here, attacking to the belly button at an upward angle, I can enter here and then slide out the breastplate into that area without trying to, understand. So with this attack, see here, goes into the body, it's traveling upward, it can reach the heart. So that's a good target zone for knife fighting attacks. Here, see here, and upward angle, uppercut snaps here. And the longer the knife is, the easier it is to reach this area. But it's a general rough target zone, this area, like a circle on the belly button. And if you want to be even more precise, you can go an oval, then ends at the belly button. The border rolls belly button. So here's your target zone, the neck. Here's another target zone for upward steps to the torso. Here's another target zone, the liver. And then here's the. So attacking to the body with hooking attacks. I'm looking to attack under the rib cage. And you have lines on each side of the liver here. So I'm not attacking to the rib cage, aiming for rib cage. I'm attacking under the rib cage. And even if I hit the rib cage, my attacks are aimed to be hard enough to be able to crash through the rib cage and get into the liver. So it's, see here, I might be aiming here, but if the person's body is moving up here, I'm hitting hard enough to where I have a chance to break the rib cage and get into the lungs.